You split atoms, walked on the moon, cured polio. Yet right now, you're losing a war against creatures smaller than rice grains. They've evolved for millions of years with one goal: exploiting your body. Bedbugs, scabies, lice, they're not just surviving your best attempts to kill them, they're winning. And they're probably closer than you think. Welcome to the microscopic battlefield that is your bedroom, where 3 different armies have evolved specifically to treat you like a walking buffet. Each has its own horrifying strategy. Bedbugs are commandos that hide in your mattress seams, emerging at night to steal your blood while injecting you with anesthetic so you won't wake up. Scabies mites are combat engineers that literally burrow under your skin, creating tunnel networks while you sleep. And lice? They're occupation forces that build fortresses directly on your body, cementing their eggs to your hair with biological superglue. The scale of these invasions is mind-blowing. A single pregnant bedbug can create an army of 500 descendants in just 3 months. Scabies mites are so small, just 0.4 millimeters, that you could fit 25 of them on a grain of rice. Yet, despite their size, they can make your life absolute hell. And here's the truly disturbing part: these aren't accidents of nature. They've co-evolved with humans for so long that they've become perfect parasites. Bedbugs have been found in 4,000-year-old Egyptian tombs. Lice have been our companions for at least 7 million years. They've literally speciated alongside us. When humans lost their body hair and started wearing clothes 170,000 years ago, lice evolved into different species to colonize our heads, bodies, and even our pubic regions. They're not just living on us, they're living museums of human evolution. The psychological warfare is perhaps worse than the physical. Studies show that bedbug victims experience symptoms similar to PTSD, hypervigilance, nightmares, and obsessive behaviors. Some people become so paranoid they can feel phantom bugs crawling on them months after an infestation is cleared. It's biological terrorism at the microscopic level, and these creatures have had millions of years to perfect their craft. Part 2. Bedbugs, the Vampiric Commandos. Imagine a vampire that doesn't need permission to enter your home, can survive a year without feeding, and reproduces through something scientists literally call traumatic insemination. Meet the bedbug nature's most persistent squatter, and the reason why "sleep tight, don't let the bedbugs bite" used to be a genuine nightly prayer. These apple-seed-sized commandos are built like tiny tanks. Their flat bodies can squeeze into cracks thinner than a credit card, your mattress seams, electrical outlets, even behind picture frames. They're essentially living syringes with legs. When they feed, they inject you with an anesthetic cocktail so sophisticated you won't feel a thing. They also pump in anticoagulants to keep your blood flowing like a fountain. It's a 5-10 minute blood buffet, and you're the all-you-can-eat special. But here's where it gets truly disturbing. Bedbug sex is so violent that it's medically classified as trauma. Males don't bother finding the female's reproductive opening. Instead, they literally stab through her exoskeleton with their needle-like genitalia and inject sperm directly into her body cavity. Scientists call this traumatic insemination, and it's so stressful that females actively flee areas with too many males. This reproductive horror show means a single pregnant female can establish an entire infestation. The real nightmare began in the 1,990 seconds when bedbugs returned from near extinction. DDT had almost wiped them out in the 1,950 seconds, but the survivors developed resistance not just to DDT, but to multiple pesticide classes. Modern bedbugs have mutations in their nerve cells that make them basically immune to chemicals that would kill other insects. They're like the superbugs of the insect world, except instead of antibiotics, they laugh at insecticides. The psychological damage they inflict is arguably worse than the physical. Studies show 81% of bedbug victims experience extreme psychological distress, nightmares, hypervigilance, delusional parasitosis, feeling phantom bugs, and behaviors that mirror PTSD. People have burned down their homes trying to kill them with alcohol and heat. Others have poisoned themselves using outdoor pesticides indoors. The bugs don't transmit diseases, but they don't need to. They've weaponized paranoia itself. These creatures are so perfectly adapted that they can sense the carbon dioxide you exhale from across a room, detect your body heat, and even recognize the specific chemicals in human sweat. They're not just living in your bed, they've turned your own biology into a homing beacon. Part 3. Scabies, the tunnel engineers. There's a parasite so small you need a microscope to see it, yet it can make grown adults claw at their skin until they bleed. Meet Sarcoptes scabiei, the mite that turns your body into its personal mining operation, complete with tunnels, egg chambers, and waste disposal systems. All under your skin, while you're still using it. These 8-legged nightmares are smaller than the period at the end of this sentence, just 0.3 to 0.4 millimeters. But what they lack in size, they make up for in architectural ambition. Female mites burrow into your stratum corneum, your skin's outer layer, using specialized cutting mouthparts and enzymes that dissolve your tissue. They're not just digging random holes, they're creating shaped tunnels up to 10 millimeters long, laying 2-3 eggs daily as they go. It's like having a microscopic subway system built under your skin, except instead of trains, it's full of mite babies and feces. The itching isn't from the digging, it's from your body's allergic reaction to mite proteins, eggs, and yes, their poop. This is why first-time victims might carry mites for 4-6 weeks before feeling anything. Your immune system needs time to recognize these invaders and mount a response. During this stealth period, you're a walking mite dispensary, spreading them to everyone you touch. It's biological warfare with a delayed fuse. Why is the itching worse at night? Scientists aren't entirely sure, but mites become more active in warmth and your body temperature rises slightly during sleep. Plus, without daytime distractions, your brain focuses on every sensation. Some victims describe it as feeling like insects crawling under their skin because that's literally what's happening. The itch is so intense that scratching becomes involuntary. People tear their skin apart in their sleep, creating bloody wounds that can lead to secondary infections. The transmission strategy is diabolically simple. Prolonged skin contact, a 15-20 minute hug, sharing a bed, holding hands, that's all it takes. The mites can also survive off human skin for 2-3 days, camping out in bedding or clothing like microscopic landmines. In nursing homes, prisons and daycares, scabies spreads like wildfire. It's democracy in action. These mites don't discriminate based on hygiene, wealth, or social status. They're equal opportunity invaders. The truly disturbing part? On a typical infected person, there are only 10-15 mites. That's it. 15 microscopic creatures can make you feel like you're going insane. Part 4. Lice, the hair fortress builders. These insects cement their babies to your hair with biological superglue that survives shampoo, swimming pools, and even some pesticides. They've been with us so long that anthropologists use lice DNA to track human migration patterns. When we invented clothing 170,000 years ago, lice literally evolved into different species just to colonize our new fabric territory. There are 3 species in this occupying force, each claiming different territory on your body. Head lice are the commandos. Everyone knows they grip hair shafts with claws perfectly evolved to match the oval cross-section of human hair. That's why they struggle with African hair, which has a flatter, ribbon-like shape. Body lice are the only insects that live primarily in clothing, visiting skin just to feed. They're also the only ones that can kill you. More on that terrifying detail in a moment. Then there's pubic lice, romantically nicknamed crabs because they look like microscopic crustaceans. They have massive claws designed to grip the thicker, more spaced-out pubic hair. Here's the evolutionary plot twist. Body lice and head lice are technically the same species, just different morphs. When scientists raised body lice on heads and head lice on clothing, they switched forms within a few generations. It's like discovering that sharks could evolve into dolphins just by changing neighborhoods. This adaptation happened when humans started wearing clothes, creating a whole new ecosystem for lice to exploit. Now for the genuinely terrifying part, body lice are walking bioweapons. They're vectors for 3 deadly diseases: epidemic typhus, trench fever, and relapsing fever. Typhus alone has killed more people throughout history than all atomic weapons combined. During Napoleon's retreat from Russia, more soldiers died from louse-borne typhus than from combat and freezing combined. Even today, body lice infect homeless populations with Bartonella quintana, causing trench fever, yes, the same disease that plagued WWI soldiers. The reproduction strategy is ingenious and disgusting. Female lice produce a cement stronger than most synthetic glues, attaching eggs so firmly to hair that they survive everything short of manual removal. Each female lays about 10 eggs daily, and they've evolved to attach them exactly 6 millimeters from the scalp, the perfect temperature for incubation. As your hair grows, it creates a timeline of infestation, like tree rings of parasitic horror. Modern lice have developed another superpower: insecticide resistance. In 25 US states, lice have mutations, making them essentially immune to over-the-counter treatments. We call them super lice, and they're spreading globally. We're literally watching evolution happen in real time on our children's heads. Part 5. The battle plan: how to win. The good news, we have weapons that work. The bad news, you're probably using them wrong. Here's the battle plan that actually defeats these microscopic invaders, backed by science instead of desperation. Heat is your nuclear option, and it works on all 3 enemies. Bedbugs and their eggs die at 118 degrees Fahrenheit, 48 degrees Celsius. That's why a hot dryer cycle for 30 minutes is more effective than any pesticide. Whole room heat treatments that raise temperatures to 140 degrees Fahrenheit can eliminate entire infestations in one day. For lice and scabies, hot water washing at 130 degrees Fahrenheit followed by hot drying kills everything. It's simple physics. Proteins denature, cell membranes rupture, and parasites die. No resistance possible. Chemical warfare mostly fails because we're fighting yesterday's war. Bedbugs laugh at pyrethroids. 90% of populations are resistant. Lice have evolved KDR mutations, making them immune to permethrin. Even scabies are showing resistance to standard treatments. But here's what still works. For scabies, prescription ivermectin or permethrin 5% cream applied correctly kills them. The key word is correctly. You must treat everyone simultaneously and cover your entire body from neck down. Miss a spot and they survive. For lice, skip the toxic shampoos and try the suffocation method. Dimethicone-based products work by coating lice and blocking their breathing holes. No air, no life, no resistance possible. Or go mechanical. Wet combing with a fine metal comb teeth less than 0.3 millimeters apart every 3 days for 2 weeks physically removes them. It's tedious, but it works when chemicals fail. The bedbug battle requires integrated warfare. First, encase your mattress and box spring in special zippered covers. Trapped bugs die within a year. Use interceptor traps under bed legs. Vacuum everything, then immediately seal and trash the bag. If you're dealing with a serious infestation, call professionals who use heat treatment. Whatever you do, never use outdoor pesticides indoors. People have literally burned down their homes trying DIY chemical warfare. Prevention is easier than cure. When traveling, inspect hotel beds before unpacking. Keep luggage on metal racks, not floors. Wash everything in hot water immediately when you return. For lice, don't share combs, hats, or headphones. For scabies, be aware that symptoms can take 6 weeks to appear. If someone in your household is infected, everyone needs treatment. Here's the hope. We're developing new weapons. Scientists are working on fungal biopesticides that bypass chemical resistance. RNA interference could shut down parasite genes. Some researchers are even engineering sterile male bedbugs to crash populations. We may be losing battles, but we're going to win this war. After all, we're the species that eradicated smallpox and invented space travel. Surely we can handle some bugs in our beds?